Guys, welcome back to my channel. So if this is the first time of you seeing my beautiful face, my name is Cynthia and I do more of destination videos and lifestyle videos. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed and hit the bell button for notifications whenever I upload a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much, I appreciate. So let's dive into the video already. In today's video, we'll be talking about the GUVENDE KAL quarantine application and what it entails. So basically, this application was made for people with special cases that might not be able to go to some quarantine locations to undergo their 14 days quarantine. So these people can apply through this application to have their quarantine in their various homes or in any designated location of their choice. Now, first thing what you have to know is that this application was put into place, or it was implemented on April 12, 2021. So it is ongoing right now. And what you also have to know is that you have to make this application 3 business days before the date of your travel. Either someone goes to the Ministry of Health to make application for you, or you can apply by yourself. Send your name to the email on the screen. Now, it's not everybody that are allowed to undergo this special quarantine application process. There are specific people that it is for. So those that can enter the home quarantine process are TRNC citizen students. That's if you're a citizen and you're a student of TRNC. Elderly people over the age of 70, you don't need permission to make this application. You just go ahead and fill out the application. You don't need to seek any special permission from the ministry. Children under the age of 12 don't need any special permission, but others with special cases, aside the people that are over 70 and children under the age of 12, need to apply, seek special permission before they can continue with the whole process. Now, another thing you have to know about people over the age of 70 and children under the age of 12, they need to have one companion or family member that will stay with them through the quarantine. Now, other people that are eligible to enter this quarantine process are atherosclerotic heart disease people, or people that are prone to heart failure, patients receiving immunodepressive therapy, cancer patients, that is those who have received chemotherapy and radiotherapy in the last 6 months, those who have had minor operation within a month, those who have had major operations within 3 months, people with physical and mental disabilities, people with neurodegenerative diseases, autism spectrum patients, psychiatric cases diagnosed more than 3 months. That is, the report and the treatment received must be regulated by a specialist psychiatrist, people living with colostomy bags and permanent urine probes, people with late-stage kidney failure who need dialysis, patients with organ and stem cell transplantation, and pregnant women. Now, before you make this application, there are some documents and information that are required during the application process, which you have to make available. Now, you need to have the disease report. You need to have your credentials. Now, you need to have the residence information. You also need to have your phone number and open quarantine address. That is where you're intending to quarantine. Travel information, negative COVID-19 test conducted in the last 3 days, clear name, credentials, and signature of the people who will be quarantined at home. Information about the purpose for which you will be going abroad or where you stay abroad. That is, why did you go abroad? Where did you stay abroad? Yeah, that kind of information. Now, let's go through the processes involved. So let's go to the pre-quarantine. Now, during your pre-quarantine, you have to seek special permission from the ministry. That is, if you already have a special case, if you don't fall within the people over 70 or children under 12, you need to seek special permission from the ministry before you go on to make the application. So before you enter the quarantine, you need to already have the application downloaded from either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Now, after downloading the application to your phone, you have to also make sure that it is ready to pair with the wristband as soon as you get to your destination. That is, as soon as you get to TRNC. Now, also make sure that the mobile number you provide during application is ready and always available for communication, because it has to be active at every point of your quarantine. And make sure wherever you're going has a proper internet connection, because that's the only way you can be tracked easily during your quarantine. Now, in order to start the quarantine process, you have to make an online payment. That is, during the application on your app on your phone, you have to make a payment. Now, when you've made the payment of 750 Turkish lira, after your quarantine, you have a refund of 350 50. That is when they have confirmed that everything is intact, that you're done with your quarantine process and you didn't damage your wristband. They are going to refund 350 Turkish lira to you. Now once you have arrived TRNC, you have to find a tracking point where you're going to receive your wristband and where it's going to be activated and matched with your application. After your wristband has been paired with your application, you'll be given a designated time, a specific time to get to your location. Now this time will be dependent on the distance from where you just activated your application and your wristband to wherever you're going. So you'll be given that specific time, and when you get to your location, you have to mark your location from the application. Like I said before, the Stay Safe app should be ready to match with your electronic band before you get into TRNC, and your phone must be fully charged at all times, and make sure that you have internet connection on your phone so that the connection can happen easily. Now moving on to the quarantine process. During the quarantine period, you should not leave the location you have marked in the application. If you leave, legal actions will be initiated against you for violating quarantine rules. Now you must not remove this bracelet. You should not damage the bracelet, else probably you have to pay more or your refund will not be given back to you. And like I said, make sure you have an internet connection all the time, because if your internet goes out or your phone runs down, it will be seen as a violation of the quarantine laws. Still, during the quarantine process, your application should be running at all times. Make sure your phone doesn't turn off, make sure your phone doesn't go down, else the application will be cut off and the tracking unit will be noted that you have violated the quarantine laws. Now at the end of your quarantine process, there will be a notification that will be sent via the application to you, notifying you that your quarantine process has ended. Now before the end of your quarantine, there will be a PCR test that will be done by the Ministry of Health, which the result will be sent to you. Now at the end of this quarantine process, you have to upload your PCR results to the app from the Send PCR result field in the application. That is the column where it says Send PCR result. You have to upload your PCR result. Now after you receive the notification that your quarantine is over, you have to return the bracelet to a specified return point. Now after that, they've contacted that the bracelet is okay, nothing happened to it, your deposit will be refunded to your debit card or your credit card. Now there are some important points you need to note. Children 12 years and younger are not given the wristband because they are not fitted for the wristband, but they must not leave their quarantine location during the stay in quarantine. So whoever is their companion must make sure that they are always in their quarantine location. Now another thing you have to remember again is that your internet must be connected, because it provides the connection between the Stay Safe app and the tracking center. Also, your phone location should remain on. Another thing is the Bluetooth. As soon as you activate the electronic wristband and pair it with the app, the Bluetooth must remain on continuously for continuous tracking of your location. And make sure your phone battery is constantly fully charged to avoid getting disconnected, which will be a violation. Now don't worry about water contact with the electronic wristband because it's water resistant, and never try to remove the band or let any other person except the authorized people remove it, else you'll be violating the rules. Even after your quarantine is over, don't remove the band by yourself. You'll be notified by the Quarantine Monitoring Center to go to the nearest wristband return point to remove the wristband and end your process. That means you cannot end your process at home or wherever you have been in quarantine. You have to get to the return point to end the process. And you do not own the wristband. It will be taken back at the end of your process. Now, for those wondering if you leave your quarantine location, if anyone will find out, yes, the Quarantine Monitoring Center will be notified once you leave your quarantine location. Then the tracking center will call you to confirm your location, and if you can't be reached or prove your location, the police will be notified. And the Stay Safe app will send you a warning notifying you that you're no longer in your quarantine location. Now about the refund, at the end of your process, once you return the band to the nearest return point and it is confirmed to be intact and undamaged, the deposit fee will be processed and refunded back to your debit or credit card. Now this return period will be dependent on your bank's return procedure. Now if your wristband cord breaks or any damage comes to your band or your app malfunctions during your quarantine, you have to report the situation to the Quarantine Tracking Center. A message is sent to your phone by the authorized persons for a malfunction or an exchange through the app. You will then make your payment through the app. Once the payment is confirmed, a replacement will be sent to you. Now, in case of malfunctioning of the band or the app, you should reach the quarantine tracking center with the number on the screen. They're available 24/7, but if you can't use that option, you can get live support from Stay Safe channel on the BIP app. Now, the BIP app is an application supported by Turkcell, so you can download it and you can find the live support section where you get the Stay Safe channel, so you can contact them through that medium. Now, in case of emergency, don't still leave the quarantine location until you contact a relevant regional police department. Now, they will be the ones to give you permission whether to leave your location or not. Now, you might be wondering, what phone should I use to download this application? Now, the Stay Safe app can run on any phone using Android 5 and later or iOS 9 and later. Now, after the setup, that's from the moment you leave the setup center after your activation of the bracelet or when you paired your bracelet with the application, you're given a certain time according to the distance of your destination to reach your quarantine address. You must reach your destination within the given time. So now let's check out the pay column. So when we go to the pay column, you're going to find this information. Like you can see, the total is 750 here, and you have to pay Stay Safe service 200 Turkish lira, health center and PCR test fee 200 Turkish lira, electronic wristband deposit price is 350. So basically the 350 you're refunded is once you return the wristband, you're giving back the 350, which was the price you deposited for the wristband. Now you're gonna fill out your name, your phone number, your card details, and then you click on pay. So once you have made your payment, you can now come to TRNC, get to the TRNC setup centers where you get your application paired and your wristband paired. So you'll be giving it to you, giving a designated time to get to your location, and then your quarantine starts. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. So I just thought it would be nice for us to go through this quarantine application process, find out what it entails, what you have to do, just everything about it that has been provided by the TRNC quarantine monitoring system. So I just thought about it that you guys should know about this. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell button for notifications. So till I come your way again with another video. Peace.